Hello, everybody. Welcome to Virtual Bedtime Stories. I am so excited to read tonight. I am Jurema Gorham, the founder and executive director of Burst Into Books, and it has been a while since I have read a bedtime story. And so, in the spirit of the holidays, I selected Santa in the City. So, we're going to read Santa in the City together. It is written by New York Times bestselling author Tiffany D. Jackson and it is illustrated by Reggie Brown. And I'm so excited to get into this story. So let's look at the front cover. Santa in the City. Every year, Deja counted down the days, hours, minutes, seconds until Christmas. But some kids at school didn't believe in Santa like she did. If there's a Santa, how does he get into your apartment when there's no chimney? Deshaun asks. That sleigh can't even fit nowhere, and the reindeer can't fly. And no one can live up at the North Pole, Carmen said. Face it, Deja, there is no Santa. Even if there was, he'll never visit us in the city. Look at these pictures. So they're showing him struggling going up the building. They're talking about him not coming to the city. I wonder what Deja's gonna say. That night, Mommy found Deja in her room crying. So she didn't say anything. She went home crying. What's wrong, Deja? Mommy, tell me the truth. Is there really a Santa Claus? Of course there is, baby girl. But how does Santa get inside of our house if we don't have a chimney? Mommy smiled. Deja, magic always finds a way. Come, let me show you. She took Deja down to the first floor, where Mr. Clark was painting the front door. She pointed to the big keychain hanging off his tool belt. Santa's got a special keychain, like our super, Mr. Clark. His key is magic and it opens up all the apartments in the entire world. Oh, Deja says, makes sense. Okay, but where does he park his sleigh? There's no free parking spots on our block at night, and ain't none of them big enough for the reindeers. Mommy laughed. He parks on the roof just like he does at everyone else's house. She took Deja by the hand and led her up to the top floor, pointing to the roof door. See, Mommy said, Santa comes in through here. She showed Deja where Santa parked his sleigh, the old pigeon feeder Mr. Clark used to give the reindeer a snack. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. Satisfied, Deja took the stairs back down to her apartment. As Mommy tucked her into bed and read her favorite Christmas book, Deja smiled. Deshaun and Carmen were wrong. Santa did come to their city. But the next morning, as Deja left for a day of Christmas shopping with Mommy, she couldn't help noticing how different her neighborhood looked from the ones in her book. The buildings on her block didn't seem ready for Christmas. She tugged at Mommy's coat. If we can't decorate our building, how will Santa find us? The mayor puts up extra special lights all around the neighborhood, Mommy said. And we always put lights in our windows so Santa won't miss us. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. But as soon as they walked into the corner bodega, another question popped into Deja's head. And then another, and another. She almost didn't hear Mr. Ortiz say her breakfast sandwich was ready. Hey, little mama, what's on your mind? Mr. Ortiz asked. Mr. Ortiz, can reindeers really fly? See, mommy, they're just like chickens. They can fly short distances, hopping from block to block till they reach our block. Oh, Deja said. What do you think she said next? Makes sense. But even later that afternoon, as Deja and Mommy finished shopping, her head was so full of questions, she thought she might burst. She pointed to the Santa land and asked, okay, how can Santa be in King's Plaza, at Macy's, and up at the North Pole making our presents all at the same time? Well, those men are special elves representing Santa. They listen to the wishes of all the little kids around the world. Then they report back to the big boss, old Saint Nick. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. The next day was Christmas Eve, and Deja's entire family gathered at her auntie's house where they had a big feast. She played games with her cousins and danced with her uncles like she did every year. But it was hard to enjoy herself like she used to. She still had so many questions about Santa, and luckily, there were lots of people around to ask. Uncle Ronnie, how can Santa live up at the North Pole? It's really cold up there, Deja asked. Well, Santa works in tunnels underground, like the subway, where it's much warmer. Plus, he drinks plenty of hot chocolate. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. What about when we visit Grandma and Pop Pop in Jamaica? We're in a whole nother country. How does he find us there? Oh, that's easy, her Auntie Casey said. Your mommy sends him a postcard to tell him where we will be at. Oh, Deja said. Makes sense. Back at home, Deja left milk and cookies for Santa, but her head still swirled with questions. Like, where do all the other kids put their stockings if they don't have a fireplace? Or how does Santa make it to all of their cities in one night? Or how has he delivered presents to the wrong house like the mailman sometimes does? Doesn't Santa's tummy hurt after eating all those cookies everyone leaves him? She asked Mommy. Santa doesn't eat all the cookies, Mommy said. He eats some, but he has a magic sack that he puts the rest in so he can share them with the elves when he gets back to the North Pole. I've even packed them up some for him as well. You mean you've met Santa? Yep. He asked grown-ups to help since he has lots of stops to make in one night. Oh, she said. That gave Deja an idea. After Mommy tucked her into the bed, Deja only pretended to go to sleep because there was only one person who could answer all of her questions, Santa himself. She walked, she waited until her mommy was asleep before she sneaked down into the living room, but she just couldn't stay awake. She didn't hear Santa park his sleigh on the roof or see him come down the steps, or use his magic key to open the door, or leave out the toys she asked the special elves for. But when she woke up, she found something better than any toy, a special message from Santa just for her, letting her know once and for all magic really does find a way. Santa was real, and he had no problem coming to her city. The end. Oh my gosh, I love this story. I hope that you all enjoy Santa in the City. Again, we can go back to the front cover. This is such a cute story about just the magic of, of Santa and just family and friends and being able to just really be curious, right? I love the way that her village just encouraged her curiosity, right? Instead of trying to down her and make her feel like she was being annoying, where we can might sound feel like, why are they asking all these questions? They really, really wanted to make sure she felt supported. So I love this story. So again, Santa in the City, written by New York Times bestselling author Tiffany D. Jackson. Did you like it? If you like this story, please put in the comments below if you enjoyed this story along with me. And it was illustrated by Reggie Brown, who did an amazing job as well. So, again, this has been Virtual Bedtime Stories. Thank you for reading along with me. Again, I'm Jurema Gorham, the founder and executive director of Burst Into Books, and we look forward to seeing you next.